what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
AI. Absolute Ignorance. With John Reed.
That's me, and in this episode we ponder the mysteries of pancake perfection, where each fluffy flapjack becomes a unique universe of taste and texture. Then we take a quantum leap into the world of DoorDash, a portal through which delicious sustenance traverses the space-time continuum to reach your doorstep. Then we embark on a whimsical journey to explore the alleged space alien corpses discovered in Mexico. Are they real? And as we wrap up this cosmic adventure, we gaze upon the shimmering horizon of beachfront condos, those earthly abodes perched at the edge of vast uncharted oceans. Prepare yourselves for a voyage of curiosity and contemplation as we marvel at the ordinary and seek the extraordinary in the everyday. Join us as we traverse the realms of pancakes, DoorDash, Mexican space aliens, and beachfront condos. Did I write that? What do you think? As always, I'm joined by the Alan Jackson and Coble Hartman, my young 18-year-old Gen Z whiz kid. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you, John?
I'm doing great, man. How was your weekend?
It was really good. Again, I never remember what I did when people ask me that question.
Well, I can tell you about mine while you focus on yours.
Yeah, yep.
Well, last episode I told you I was taking my mom to the beach.
Yes.
And I did do that. My mom has not had a vacation in 5 years because of Dad. So we went to Alan Jackson's old condo.
Right.
And we stayed there. It's lovely. It's right on the beach, 7th floor, balcony overlooks the ocean, lots of great sunrises. And
was there a picture of Alan?
No, I looked all over that place.
Man.
I've even hidden pictures of myself in the picture frames. But they got rid of all picture frames.
Yeah. Man.
Now it's just like random artwork of, like a sunset or some sort of beachy type thing. But no pictures, no picture frames, so I didn't have the opportunity to do that.
That's why you get your own picture frame and you hang it up. You find a stud.
Yeah.
You know.
The condo has been de-Jacksonified.
Yes. No
Your
signs.
presence in it was so powerful. They had there's a term for it.
It's almost like an exorcism. They had to kind of bring in a team of people and purge all the energy out.
The energy was too intense.
Yes, the sage was very strong in there. I can still smell it. It must have just happened. There was one little magnet on the fridge, and it was a tiny magnet, about the size of the palm of my hand, of like a family. And one of them, it wasn't you, but it could have been one of your brothers. How many brothers do you have?
Just one.
Oh, I thought you had two brothers.
Nope. I got one brother.
Just one brother, one sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, it could have been your brother, or maybe a cousin.
I don't know. It could have been.
Do you have cousins around your age with kids?
Yeah.
I've got could have been that.
I got four cousins.
Yeah.
On my side, and
So I took the master bedroom.
Good, of course.
Naturally.
So I paid for it.
That really is the best room.
It is.
I mean, it is.
The sliding glass
of all
door.
rooms, you could say.
Yeah. I heard they're getting away with that word, though. Master bedroom, because it implies racism. I've heard this, that they're going to start calling it the great room, or they're going to get rid of master.
That's strange.
This is what I've heard. And cockpits going away.
I would never have thought that would be a problem. Cockpits. I would never have thought that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
No, okay. But master, yes, I understand the connotation there, but I mean, there's a lot of other uses for the word master.
Master isn't the greatest above the rest.
Yeah.
It's the best bedroom, the biggest bedroom. It's the master of bedrooms.
That's how I feel.
That's how I see it.
Me too. I'm not arguing the other side.
Right.
I'm just letting you know.
I would never have thought that.
Mm-hmm.
If you call it the great room, I mean, then in argument, you could have a greater room somewhere else in the house.
Yeah,
the great
true.
room doesn't even mean it's the most important
It'd have to be called
house.
the greatest room.
The greatest room.
Greatest room.
Right.
But now go back to cockpit. So that's a word they're doing away with too? Seriously?
I've heard this discussion.
That's wild.
Because what about female pilots?
Whatever.
But cockpit wasn't named for.
Well, think about how they fly these things. It's a joystick I mean, back in the day, the old ones, they basically straddle it, and they're holding it like this, and it's right between their legs. And it's...
Is that how the word cockpit came about?
Google it. Beverly,
I found it.
Are you listening?
Oh, hold on. I'll get her. I'll get her on the line. Here we go.
Hello, what's new?
Hey, Beverly, do you know the origin of the word cockpit?
I can look it up.
Please do.
I will.
Okay, let's get right on it, please.
All right. I'll get right on it.
Can you do it right now?
Yes,
Okay.
of course I
All right.
can.
Okay, so what is the answer?
I hung up.
Okay,
She's not
yeah.
getting. She's not doing it.
Let me answer this
Well,
one.
do you know?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead, Kobe.
The original meaning of cockpit first attested in the 1580s. So quite a while
Before
ago.
airplanes?
Yeah, this is where it came from. This is the original.
Okay.
It is a pit for fighting cocks, referred to the place where cockfights were held. So the reason we call it a cockpit is because it's a tight enclosure where a great deal of stress or tension would occur. Because in cockfighting rings, I guess that's a great deal of stress and tension.
Okay.
So we moved it. It makes sense to me.
Are there any other alternate
I
definitions?
found one for why a race car driver's seat is sometimes called a cockpit. It said the original meaning was literally, quote, a pit where cockfight happens, and in the 1700s, cockpit became the Royal Navy's term for the area where a coxswain or ship's pilot was stationed.
Coxswain.
Coxswain. Yeah,
That's what it
the
was.
connection, Yeah.
Okay.
See, so basically, I don't like the idea that because the word cock can have one meaning, but it has been used for other meanings.
Yeah.
That's how those words have come about.
This is
So
the 1580s, I just said. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've never, honestly, and I'm saying this, I've never heard the word cockpit and thought of male genitalia.
No, I'm like,
I
that's,
seriously have
that's
not.
where the dudes are, is what I'm thinking. Like,
Right, of course. That's where the cock swing.
I
Like
just
coxswain.
I never thought about it that way.
You know,
Never
cock
put two and
swinging
two
up
together.
there.
Yeah.
I've never thought about master bedroom.
But could you think of it like if you're a female pilot and you have to keep telling people, I'm in the cockpit.
All right, yeah,
Over time, would it get on your nerves if you were a female pilot?
I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
That's
can't
really,
really
I
put
can't
myself in
imagine.
there.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
myself in that position because
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the opposite of that? What if, as a male pilot, I had to refer to it as, the puss hole?
right. Like, what's the flip side? What's the opposite?
Go
of
get in the
cockpit?
puss hole and fly this plane.
Yeah, that's almost degrading though. It's like
Right. I don't know. Guys, all I wanted to talk about was my time at the beach.
I don't know where we got with this.
No, he had a good time. I stayed in the biggest bedroom in the condo with its own bathroom.
The greatest room.
The greatest one,
Yeah.
sliding glass door. Me and Jody stayed in there.
Yeah.
Jason stayed with his wife in the other bedroom with the
great
bathroom.
room, I guess.
My mom stayed in the room because my mom is probably 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So she stayed in the room that has the bunk beds.
Oh yeah, the bunk bedroom.
There you go.
And she slept.
That room still has bunk beds in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She slept comfortably in the bottom bunk bed.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for her height. It's a perfect
Yeah.
size
It's a
bed.
perfect fit.
Yeah. That's what I kept saying. Mom, you don't even need. I could pull out this drawer, and you could get in the drawer, like
Yeah.
that episode of Seinfeld where the guy slept in a big chest of drawers. I feel like she could do that, but a good time was had. No, it was Jackson-fied,
T. Jackson 5.
and I have safely returned.
I remember what I did this weekend.
Oh yeah,
I've
I
recalled-
stalled for a very long time.
I've recalled the memories officially.
Okay,
Was
it cockpit that got you?
This is what it was, right? That was a trigger. It was a trigger word, and I was like, "Oh my god, the events of this weekend all of a sudden are super clear."
Yes.
Yeah. So I run sound for a theater in Newton.
Oh,
and It
yeah.
was our last weekend of our show. Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Okay,
It was fantastic.
and it went well.
All 3 days were sold out, which is enormous.
And what? Tell me again what it was. The actual event.
The show it was a musical. It was a show
Called?
It was, Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Beautiful, the Carole King musical,
Yeah.
and
So-
it's about Carole King,
Yes,
the musician.
the musician, the composer, the writer.
She wrote a lot of great songs in the '70s, right?
The 50s, the 60s and 70s, yeah.
Yeah, didn't she write some songs with like James Taylor?
Yes.
And that kind of stuff.
Well, like You've Got a Friend, one of James Taylor's most popular. She wrote that.
Right.
Most of there's a lot of songs. Everyone walked out of the theater like, "Wow, I can't believe she wrote those songs." Because most of the songs she wrote were sung by like the Drifters or the Shirelles or a bunch of other people.
But she also was a good singer.
She was a
She had a great
fantastic singer.
voice.
Tapestry was what, her first album or something
Is
like
her,
that. Her
first or second album, but it was like huge. It was like the biggest album.
But it was her, like
year.
it was her singing it.
Did she sing "You're So Vain"?
No, that's Carly Simon.
Carly Simon, right.
The play was really good.
Yeah, Alan, you saw it.
I saw it. I had a great time. It was really good.
Nice.
The sound, not great.
Subpar
but,
for sure. I agree.
That
guy needs to get out of there immediately.
It's like I felt it was a little
Yeah.
trebly.
I didn't obviously haven't been there, but the word on the street is the sound was the worst part.
Well, Alan, you walked out. You didn't hear anything on the right side completely.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, by the way, Coble, after the show, I went up and told him, I said, oh, by the way, all the speakers on the right-hand side were not working.
And you would think for a Carole King musical, sounds very important.
You would think, right? Because all the songs are just Carole King's music.
Otherwise, we're just miming. It could be anything.
Right.
We don't even know what they're talking about.
I kid. Coble did a wonderful job on sound. It was good.
Well, we're just messing with you, and we like to mess with people. So if you guys watch the last episode of Country-ish, the other podcast,
If you could call it an episode.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
right?
Stream.
Well, we made the announcement last week that we were going to be off, and then we had a good episode before it, regular old episode, about an hour and a half. We gave money away. And so at the end of that, when we said, well, we're not going to be here next week, so we'll see you the week after next for the final episode of Country-ish. It'll be a 2-hour spectacular.
Yep.
We're going to Zoom people in. It'll be like an after dark. I'll give multiple checks away.
Yeah.
And
Burning the place down.
right.
Yeah.
So that's how we left it. And then on the way out, Alan stopped me and goes, wait, what if we played a funny joke on Isaiah?
Yeah.
I was like, keep going. I'm down with this. It'd be funny if we just didn't tell Isaiah that he was live and we just had him sitting at the table and we just went live and just recorded whatever he does. He always brings snacks.
Yeah, he's always eating right before the show. So I figured that would be kind of funny to see him just eat.
Because he wasn't there to
himself.
hear you say that there was no show.
Right.
Yeah, so we were like, let's get him in here.
But then, and I had it planned. It was going down.
It was so good.
Isaiah was confirmed that he's going to be here. He was asking me about small town news stories.
He was
and then I want to say an hour before.
Less than
an hour
Yeah,
before.
I was ready to leave. I was leaving the house when he texted.
Did you get his text?
Yeah.
Okay. The one about he had an antibiotic that was giving him a headache?
He got a headache, yeah.
Lightweight. So he called in sick.
Go in the puss hole.
Yeah. Dude, throw a big old monkey wrench in our practical joke plans, and then we had to do it last minute to Elliot, who was less entertaining. But I did tell both of them because it was National Talk Like a Pirate Day to try and dress up like a pirate. So we got a good 10 minutes of Elliot sitting there playing with his eye patch.
Just sitting him, and then just getting ready to be a pirate.
Yeah.
So he did come dressed as a pirate, or
no? He
not
came
really?
not. Dressed.
He had
came
like
with
a
the
do-rag.
items. Yeah.
Oh, do-rag.
And he had a eye patch.
Okay, well, I mean, that's like the bare minimum for a pirate outfit, but he pulled it off.
I felt bad because I don't know what he was doing, but he was getting ready for something. Like, he had tape out. He was asking me, like, for scissors, and I was like, he was asking me for all this stuff. He was doing something. I don't know what he was doing.
He was probably planning this whole elaborate bit that he was going to do during the show, and then you kind of squashed his dreams.
He'd been looking forward to it for 3 weeks.
Yeah, he'd been planning, working on it, and then you come in and...
Right. Well, I have no problem picking on him or Isaiah. I would not have done this to Ball.
Right, because he's an hour and
He's
a half
a
away.
long drive.
That would have sucked, yeah.
He gets here, 10 minutes later, you tell him to go home.
Yeah, never mind. But, so, yeah, that was fun. I had a good time messing with Elliot. And you were playing all the sound effects randomly.
I was here. I was just like, I was just touching buttons.
Yeah. It was a good time. Last time we did this show, we asked our AI chatbot co-host, Beverly, if because one of the comments, not a comment, but a review that someone left on Apple Podcast said that they are big wrestling fans. See if Beverly likes wrestling.
Yep.
And she said, Hulk Hogan is pretty spectacular. And I said, what's his nickname? She said, Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that is true, right? I don't know.
I walked into that one.
I mean,
that's
just his first name. But I mean,
She
that's
should
his
she
nickname.
should have added dumbass to the end of that.
Right.
Hulk dumbass. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was a dumb question.
Sorry, Beverly.
So I have worked some this past week to try to see if I could find another chatbot that might rival what we can do,
Yeah.
and I'm not having much luck.
Now we'll
Yeah.
have to make our own, I guess. Our
Well,
own
you got a
southern
3D
chatbot.
printer. Can't you come up with something?
Yeah, I'll make like a face that like talks to us or something,
Yeah.
and I'll figure out. I think what we could probably do is use ChatGPT and then sort of like make like a text to speech thing, right?
So yes, that's
Make
what I was
like a,
just
make
gonna
like
ask
a
her.
what?
Okay, so Coble, hold on, John. Coble and I need to.
we're talking.
We
All right,
gotta geek
I'm
out
gonna
for a
check my
second.
We're right
emails.
here, you and me.
So is it possible if we had ChatGPT running
Yeah.
that we could automatically have anything that ChatGPT responds read out? And I do have some voices that could be some good voices to use on the computer. So that might work. That might be the way we do it. And then you're saying if you were to build a 3D printed head
Yes.
with a movable mouth,
Correct.
then somehow we need to find a way to have that mouth move
Yeah.
with the text that's being read aloud.
And that's easy. Like I would just put a board on it in the mouth that says open and close anytime there's input volume. So anytime the text to speech would be working, the mouth would just like kind of like an animatronic, just like flap its jaws. Like I wouldn't make it precise. That's too much work. Like for like the lips to move and things like that.
Yeah, like an old school a ride at Disney World.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
Yeah, and the mouth just kind of flaps its jaws.
Right.
I think that's super doable. I think even ChatGPT, to minimize our work, if you get the ChatGPT Plus, I used to have it. There's plugins that people make now.
Well, look, and I'm still saying, I think even this AI chatbot we have that Beverly is on, she is much, much better if she's not doing the talking automatically.
Yeah.
So if we can take the talking away and do it our own self, then that may be the way to go.
Yeah.
Because again, Beverly, if we type questions to her
Yeah, she
instead of
responds.
talking, she is much, much better.
Lengthy.
You know, Beverly, can you talk like a pirate?
Yeah.
That's
She wasn't.
interesting.
And she is responding back with,
No.
I can talk pretty much like a pirate if you're interested. And that's okay. That's still not good.
Not the answer we were
Doesn't
looking
me
for,
asking the question imply the interest?
Yeah.
Did you watch any football this weekend? Yeah, football was one thing she was supposed to be better at. We learned last week
Oh,
she's
yeah.
still not really good at it.
Panthers lost.
Oh, you bet I did.
Go ahead, Cole. You can read it.
I was glued to the TV cheering for my favorite team. The game was intense, filled with nail-biting moments and jaw-dropping plays. It's like a roller coaster ride of emotions, you know? Did you catch any games?
That's so generic.
So she obviously didn't watch the
yeah.
Panthers play. So.
Yeah.
Like you said, John, she's like that person in a date who's just like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just agreeing with you and trying to pretty much say stuff without saying it.
Right.
Well, I did watch the Panthers. Monday night they played, and I watched it outside on my deck. Put a TV out there, and me and Jody had ourselves a little... I think the perfect way to watch football, guys, at my age now, is you go ahead and record the game. Okay, this is great. This is technology-based, not just sports.
Okay.
So I know you can tune back in now.
I'm listening. You said technology? I am
Yeah,
back
here we go.
In the room.
So what you do is, let's say you want to watch the Panthers. You set the I have YouTube TV,
yeah, oh, so do we.
and YouTube TV now has the NFL Sunday Ticket. So it will record every game for you.
Yeah.
And it does. So you record the game. Let's say the game starts at 7:15 p.m.
Okay.
You don't start watching it till about 8:45. Okay.
Like this just happens.
So what you're doing is you're fast forwarding through commercials.
Oh, okay.
But the outcome in real time still hasn't been revealed.
Oh.
So it's not like you're like, well, it's already over. I just don't know the score yet. So there's still the excitement of live.
So then eventually you catch up.
You catch up live at the moment. And I timed it. If there's a 7:15 p.m. game, start watching it at 8:45.
Then you can see the end with everyone else.
Yeah. Now, here's the only way you might get screwed. Obviously, you don't want to be checking your phone.
Sure.
Because someone will ruin something before you catch up to real time.
Experience that.
But what could also screw you up is if it goes into overtime, and for whatever reason, this has screwed me up on DV, like with DirecTV. When I would record the games on DirecTV, it wouldn't take in consideration that it might go into overtime, so that it just stops recording.
Oh, because the time slot's over.
The slot's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but YouTube TV hasn't done that. I haven't had that problem yet.
I think they're smarter than that.
I think they are.
Yeah.
So far, YouTube TV is amazing.
It's killer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the best.
Yeah.
I love YouTube TV.
We haven't, I said this last time, but my family hasn't, we've streamed everything since I was like 12, 11 years old.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little later. But like we haven't had cable in forever.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. My when I was living with my mom, before I got my place, I chose DirecTV a long time ago only because they did have the NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, that's what we had. We had DirecTV too. Yeah.
And so I just kept it for years because then I got AT&T on my phone. It's a bundle thing. I think, well, they got me. This will be an easy thing. But now that I've moved out and I got my own place.
Yeah, you're a big boy now.
I'm a big boy with the real wife and real family.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to cancel DirecTV and just have my mom learn YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Because my brother's going to stay over there.
Well, it's cheaper, isn't it?
I think it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Depends on what you can do. I mean, you can do. I added the Sunday Ticket, so that was a little extra expense.
Sure.
But
you find it worth it though?
After I figured out, like, okay, so where's my recordings? Oh, that's called the library. Oh. So you have to get. It's just they call it different stuff.
Look at you.
Once I figured it out, I'm like, this is the best. And what I also love about it, when I'm on the road, I can watch it. I can watch the stuff that I've already recorded in my library on my laptop.
You sound sponsored by YouTube TV right now.
I know, this is great.
You know what's great about YouTube TV?
If we keep saying positive things about it, maybe they'll boost us.
Yeah.
You know? We just got to put this on YouTube now.
Right.
But, yeah, I have had a positive experience. Alan, I see that you have pulled up a different chatbot.
Yeah. I pulled up what it is. I pulled up the original Beverly. The first one we started working
Beverly?
with. Yeah, the one that was mainly the sex bot. But honestly, she had more intelligent ansers on anything
she
we asked
did.
her than New Beverly does.
She's working through college is what's happening. She's she's a good woman.
So I was just trying to figure out if I could get her to talk to us, but I don't want to take up showtime with this.
Well, we could talk about, I sent you guys a text.
Oh, okay.
About what I wanted to talk about a little bit, and I don't have all the info. I just sort of skimmed over this.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently, they found some alien bodies in Mexico.
Yeah, it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah. So have you seen this?
I've seen the headlines.
Yeah.
I've not looked into it. I'm excited to see where this takes me because it's funny. It's funny the way everyone reacted to the original Alien stuff, like with the court hearing.
Right.
It's because everyone was kind of just like, okay,
whatever.
We
get back to talking about me. I got to check my Facebook.
We've been through stuff. I got work in the morning.
Yeah.
So I feel like this was the same thing. Like everyone was like, oh, cool. And then we moved on.
I think a lot of people's BS detectors are going up on this one.
I think that was why it was a little short-lived. So down in Mexico, we had there was a presentation to Mexico's Congress saying that they had found these two tiny mummified bodies with elongated heads and 3 fingers on each hand, images of which were beamed around the world this week after being presented to the Mexican Congress. So yeah, I mean, there's the pictures of them.
They look adorable.
They're super
so
small.
cute.
I wish they were real.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy who made this claim has been debunked for other claims that he's made in the past
About aliens.
about aliens.
Yeah. So third time he comes in. He's
look-
like, oh,
this
look.
time I got
He's
it,
like,
guys.
This time I found them for real.
I promise, no more bullshit. This
Yeah,
is
I
the
promise
real
this
deal.
is a mummy made up of different animal parts, random heads that I found. And
Just don't go into my basement.
Yeah.
But other than that, I found them.
I promise I didn't take a sick cat and mummify it and turn it into this thing.
yeah, it's pretty hilarious looking.
It almost looks like paper mache too. Like
Yeah.
it just.
Well,
And I hate to sound like, but like, Mexican.
Oh boy, you should. I don't know where this
yeah,
sentence is
careful.
going.
All right, let's think of this. who goes to space? What countries?
America,
America and Russia.
China, Russia,
China.
Well, where's Mexico? How come they don't go to space?
So you're saying because they've never been to space?
I'm saying
they
that's
shouldn't
not
be
their
the ones
wheelhouse.
finding-
They got to stick to fentanyl and coffee.
Yeah, send it our way, boys. Give us the. We'll let you know. If it's
Anytime
real
I
or
hear
not.
like NASA or any kind of sci-fi space thing that is found in Mexico, your red flags have to go up a little bit. Like, okay, well,
Well, here's my thing: is I still do not believe that if we actually did encounter aliens, that they're going to look like weird shaped humans.
yeah,
Okay, I just don't. I don't know what they're going to look like, but
yeah,
I don't think they're going to look like us, just with a longer face. I mean, this is like
Right.
E.T. This looks like
yeah,
the alien from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, it's so
dude, it looks
obvious. you
like
know?
like this person, this alien, and we're looking at like what's supposed to be a mummified alien. And this guy said he found it in like an algae mine or field or something. But if you look at its face, it looks like a kid who was forced to wear a can on his head. Mm-hmm. And his face grew into and out through the can. Yeah. It looks like it's been sucked out a little bit.
It reminds me of the old Looney Tunes cartoons when people get hit by frying pans and their face would flatten. That's what it reminds me.
Yeah, hey, Alan. Now that you said cat earlier, I'm kind of seeing like a cat's head.
Yes, I agree.
A little bit.
This looks like an alien that if I were a 10-year-old kid and someone told me to draw a picture of an alien, this is what I would draw. Like, this is the prototypical, this is what an alien looks like.
Yeah. And the whole thing's probably maybe 2 feet?
It's small.
Really tiny.
Like
Where
a-
was that video of it up
Yeah.
here?
Like compared to when you see it next to a person.
Yeah,
Like-
watch. Here's the, you're going to see it on the floor here in a sec. There it is.
Yeah.
That's how small it
That
is.
is
It is
tiny.
honestly like, a foot
The
and a half.
fact that they
2
even
feet
gave
tall.
this dude any press time at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how starved we are for some alien talk. We really want to find him.
Yeah.
You know what I originally think of is do you remember those stories and the headlines, and this was a huge deal when it happened, of the little obelisks that appeared like in the desert and then one day they were just gone. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Eventually-
Vaguely. Wait, refresh my memory a little bit.
Sure. So it was pretty much just like an obelisk, like it was just like a pillar, right, Alan? Like it was like a
Yeah.
like it wasn't anything crazy or fancy, and it just appeared one day.
Yeah.
And no one knew where it came from. There was no evidence of it being there. And then all of a sudden one day it just disappeared. And
Okay.
then it was revealed, I don't know if this is true or not, but there was a group of YouTubers who eventually posted a video titled like "How We Fooled the World,"
Right.
and it showed them making the obelisk and then just like taking it places and planting it places,
Right.
and then taking it away, like trying
So-
to trick everyone.
For the people who listen to this who don't know what an obelisk is.
Yeah, it's like a little pillar.
John,
A
is that
pillar.
you?
No. I want the listeners.
but everyone else.
Alan, you weren't supposed to call me on my. By the way, I always do that. If I don't know something, I'll say it for the listeners who might not understand.
Maybe explain for everyone else.
Yeah, I know.
I was there.
But I'm thinking of other people who might not know.
Right.
If Isaiah stumbles upon this podcast somehow,
yeah.
he's going to be what's an obelisk? Yeah, it's like a oblong pillar.
Yeah, it's just like a pillar.
And wasn't that in the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure that was kind of the inspiration for these guys to
Yeah.
go out there and do that.
Oh, I want to say I did watch the first half of the Barbie movie.
Oh, okay.
I've still have yet to seen it.
What do you
to be
think?
honest.
I don't think it's as woke as what people were saying. I think it's that movie specifically. It's about Barbie, who is a female doll, who is a powerful sort of character in her, So of course it's going to have that point of view. I mean, of course.
For that theme,
so it doesn't bother me that what would bother me if it were something a character that had no business sort of maybe feeling that way, but of course it would. At the beginning of that movie, do you remember how it started? It was doing a scene.
2001 Takeoff, which was great. It was very funny.
Yeah, I had to explain that to my mom and Jody. We watched it at the beach.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What did you watch it at a movie theater or did you watch it on?
It was on Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah.
I paid $25 for
It
it.
came out 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I haven't finished it because we were watching it towards the end of the night and everybody was ready to pass out.
I thought it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
About the condo.
Okay. Back to the beach condo.
Back to the beach
back to
condo
the
for a second. You guys use DoorDash?
Oh yeah, I've used it. I've used it a handful of times.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I don't like it.
I love
but
DoorDash.
Do you?
You love it?
Well, I love there's Grubhub, there's DoorDash, there's Sidecar, there's all these different food delivery services. I think DoorDash is a big one. Anyway, have you ever had any problems getting food delivered to that condo?
I don't know if I've ever had food delivered to the condo.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what it is. I'm a little anti paying someone just to drive food over to me. When I can go get in my car and go pick it up in 2 minutes, I don't mind doing that.
I understand
So I
that.
don't order things. Pizza is the only thing I'll order because they don't charge extra for delivery.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if you're not going to charge me to deliver, then knock yourself out and
By
bring
all
it out to
means.
me. But I'm not going to pay extra to have it delivered.
Yeah.
So,
You're the opposite of my stepdaughter, Lainey.
Oh, really?
Who
She will
will-
have everything delivered to her?
She will DoorDash frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
I want one of them.
Oh
I
wow.
want a single scoop.
Yeah. So someone will, I think it's not Pink Bear. There's this berry place that's in Viewmont.
Yeah.
Palmberry.
Oh, Palmberry.
Oh,
Berries, yeah.
berries, yeah.
From there, we'll go online, order one item.
So
Someone will make it, drive it to the house, ring the door, leave it at the door. Because I know this because I watched the Ring doorbell.
yeah.
I'm like, who's at my front door? And I'm like, oh, it's some lady. What is she? Oh, she's delivering
delivering a single-
one
wow.
frozen
So
Palmberry.
frozen palmberry yogurt that is like probably $4,
Yeah,
and she probably paid $5-6 to have it delivered.
right.
And you guys, I mean, look, no offense, you guys live like a mile and a half away from it.
That is correct.
Okay, because I know where you live. I know
Yes.
where this place is.
Yes.
I'm even closer to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just makes me break out in hives. to think about.
Yeah. That's the difference between Gen Z and Gen X.
Yeah.
They have no problem.
That's too far of a limit. I have a threshold at least. Like
Yeah.
if I'm craving something, like because I live in a place where the closest fast food place to me is probably a 17-minute drive, which is not far.
Yeah.
But
But still, no, that's a long way for fast food, 17
Sure.
minutes.
Yeah.
So-
do you know Kobo lives in Bethlehem?
Bethlehem.
What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
That's where Jesus was
Well,
born.
I know. Yeah, I'm actually next door to where he was.
That's why he was late to the recording today. It's
so
a
you were
long
passed
drive.
out in a manger.
Yeah, it's a long job. I had to pay my respects to the manger, and then every time you drive past it, you kind of have to say a little prayer.
Now, for anybody listening, there is a Bethlehem, North Carolina.
Yep.
Yes, they have a giant star they light up at Christmas time. It
Yeah.
up in the sky. Yeah. So
Yeah, I live there. Yeah.
Alan's pretending that he didn't know that Bethlehem was a. That's my trick. Only I can do that. But yes, all right. So I didn't know you lived in Bethlehem. That is far
Yeah.
away.
So it's a 30-minute round trip if I want to go pick up food. So I will say if I want like Chick-fil-A or something, I'm like that's maybe sometimes I'm not feeling that drive. Maybe sometimes I'll order the food.
I'll make the argument that fast food in and of itself is supposed to be fast. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are wanting fast food and you know it's not close by,
Sure.
it's far away, and you're going to have to get in your car, put clothes on, do something
It's a whole
to make
thing.
yourself look presentable.
Gotta take a shower.
Or there's tire wear, there's gas,
Oh yeah.
mileage.
Yeah.
You know, it could be raining.
The probability
a lot
that
of
you get
things
hit on the way there.
And so in keeping with the idea of getting food fast, and convenient.
Yep.
I could see it for that reason, or if it's a lot of people ordering stuff, you know, and you don't want to you want to eat at your house.
Yeah.
But I am old school a little bit too, Alan. But I've come around. I've come around to the DoorDash ways.
I will say what we like to do is order groceries.
But never just one little palm berry.
Yeah. No, one.
Yeah.
We order groceries, but we pick them up. Like,
Jody does that from Walmart.
Yeah, we do that from Walmart. I think it's fantastic. You don't
Yep.
have to walk through. People get paid. I have a friend who does that. She gets paid like $26 an hour to walk around and put stuff in a cart and then put it in people's cars.
Yeah.
Do you do you have to pay extra for that? Or
Jody
is that-
says no. Jody says you don't.
You
there's
just pay
no
for the
extra fee.
groceries.
My wife Suzanne does that, and that was always my question when she started. I'm like, hey, I'm cool with it. I think
Yeah.
it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But
It takes
as long
some-
as you're not having to pay extra for it.
You don't have to pay extra, but they can screw things up
Sometimes.
a little bit.
Or they have to substitute things sometimes.
Well, I mean, look, if I go shopping for my family, I'm going to screw things up. So it's probably, they will screw up less
Yeah.
than I will screw
I'd
up.
rather
Right.
yell at like someone else for
Yes.
screwing something up, like when I'm at my house,
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
you know someone yelling at me.
Getting yelled at.
I said, well, give me your password to it, and then I'll just check in there every now and then and just add things to the
Yeah,
list.
right.
And so I'm like, oh, I need some Kleenex. And so I clicked on this box of Kleenex. And I have my mom made this little doily thing that goes on top of a box of Kleenex, a square box. So I went and clicked on Kleenex. I thought was a square box. I got 18 rectangle boxes of Kleenex that were in the bag. When they put it, and you're in your car, you're not inspecting everything that they're putting
Yeah,
in the
sure.
bag.
Yeah. You're not looking through.
You just pull up.
You're like, this is fine.
And then you go home and you start unbagging stuff. You're like,
Yeah.
who ordered 18 boxes of Kleenex?
It was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
I did not mean to do that. So they'll screw things up every now and then. But back to DoorDash.
Yeah.
I was asking about your place specifically because it is in this gray area. Like the address says South Ocean Boulevard, North Myrtle Beach, or is it Myrtle Beach? It's in that.
I was in the middle.
It's
But it's technically North Myrtle Beach.
It's technically North
the
Myrtle
mailing
Beach.
address is a North Myrtle Beach mailing
Yeah.
address.
So on DoorDash, and many of these apps, you know, GPS even sometimes, if I want to go to Walmart and I don't know the address, I can just type in the search field Walmart and it'll pull up the closest one with the address. You click on that and there you go.
Yep.
Well, DoorDash has that same thing. And I knew that I was staying at a place, Alan's old place, in a building called The Summit. So I'm like, oh, well, this will make it very specific. There will be no confusion.
Because you're typing in your address right now, right? Like you're talking about.
Into the search field of DoorDash where they know where to bring my food.
Right, you're typing in where you want them to deliver it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm typing in, instead of just putting in the address, I go above and beyond that. I actually put the name of the building.
There you go.
Okay? So I'm looking at The Summit, pulls it up, I'm like, bam. I put, all right, 7. I put the floor number. I put the code
There you go.
to get in the lobby.
Nice.
And then I'll go ahead and pay extra tip. So they're incentivized
Sure.
to do the good job.
Yeah.
This lady drove my food to Cherry Grove.
What?
This DoorDash lady. Like, she's like, tried to blame me. And I knew she was going to. And I was in this. And then you can chat with them.
Yeah, you
while
can
they're.
text.
Yeah, you can text them. And I'm like, call me if it's easier. I'm down here waiting on it. Because at one point it said, your food is about to arrive.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'm gonna help you. You don't have to park your car now. I'm gonna come down. I'm not gonna make you put the code in. I will be standing there waiting for you. And I did that because it said she was close by.
Yeah.
And I get down there and I'm looking at the map. She goes past us, like close by, but like gets back on 17. And I'm like, and looking at it, like, now she's in Cherry Grove. I'm like, okay, something's going on here. So I'm like, can I help you in some way?
Hi, what's up?
So I was asking you that question to see if it was just me if it's that app,
I,
if it's the world, if it's Myrtle Beach, if it's what.
If it was the woman,
I think it's the woman. In fact, I know it is because what you don't know yet is I took a picture of her because I knew my brother who was sitting upstairs was going to blame me somehow.
Yeah.
He's like, what'd you put in there? Well, why didn't you tell all this stuff? I'm like, nope, Jason, I know exactly what's happening. Yep. We're dealing with a dumb person.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sadly, a lot of people who deliver for DoorDash, they might not be the highest IQ. Okay, maybe they're new to the area. Ooh, a lot of people who live in Myrtle Beach are not from Myrtle Beach.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
And they'll go down there and make a couple extra bucks. They'll pick up a job. And I could tell just within texting this lady through the app, like we're dealing with a dumb person.
Sure.
And so to prove that, I had to take a picture of her. And I'll put this picture up. I didn't send it to you. Now, we are an audio-only podcast.
Yeah, sure.
But I I put it up on my Instagram, and I put it up on Facebook while I was at the beach. And I don't think people knew what I was doing because I didn't say anything about DoorDash.
You posted the person?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, what I did was, here's what I did. On my Instagram page, you'll see a picture of Jody looking at a sunrise. That's me. And now, click on the one that says Jody. Now, but don't go forward yet. Just click on that. And I said, good morning, sweetie. How did you sleep last night? And you go to the next picture. That's the DoorDash lady.
Oh.
I thought I was making fun of a funny joke like, oh, she looks good from behind, but when she turns around, bam. Now, Jody's in on it. She thinks it's funny. But I didn't tell people that this lady was actually the DoorDash lady.
That's her.
What does her shirt say?
It says, hey, you dropped this. And it's a stick figure pointing to a brain that they're holding. She
has 0 teeth in her head. And she right away when I went down there to get my food, when she finally arrived, she was trying to teach me how to use the app. I'm like, no. By the way, I don't want to have this conversation with you. I see my food.
Oh, so she blamed you as well.
She was trying to blame me.
Oh, she was saying you did something wrong on the app.
Exactly.
And all the while your hot, warm food is sitting there.
Getting colder.
In her hand.
Yeah.
Already late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just said, no. But then I was like, well, let me just show you what I did real quick. And I'm trying to show her, and she's still trying to correct me. And I just said, I took my phone, I took a picture. I said, hey, give me one of these. And I did a thumbs up, and I snapped this photo real quick. And I did that to show my brother, like I told you, this is the type of human being we're dealing with.
I see. One that wears a brand on her shirt.
How old would you say this person is, Coble?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's tough for a guy your age to figure out what old age is exactly and what that number is.
I'm thinking...
Well, don't tell me the number, but I want you to write it down. Keep it in your head.
Okay.
And then, Alan, I want you to think of an age. Right? I don't know the age. I'm just going to guess what I think the age is. But okay. I want to see how close or far away your guess would be.
I'm locked in with a number.
You're locked in. Alan, do you have a number?
I do. Yep.
All right.
Written down.
So, why don't you go first, Alan?
Okay. I put down 58.
55.
Oh, okay. Really? I'm looking at this. I'm thinking this is 61.
But here's the thing, John.
This lady's had a hard life.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why I'm always surprised when I see people who have kind of been put through the ringer in life. They've put in their mileage. They put in their time. I'm always surprised at how much younger they actually are than what they look.
That's what I was accounting for life things. Life choices or life happenings?
Life choices, circumstances.
Sure, yeah. Circumstances is a good word.
Sometime environment.
True.
Myrtle Beach, you'll get a lot of this right here, and then you'll get like a lot of hot people, like good-looking people.
Young people kind of just trying to make some money.
Yeah. For the summer.
Putting himself through school, like Coble likes to say.
So then this person looks like maybe she was tricked into moving there 20 years ago and just got stuck.
And never got out.
Never got out.
And that's sad. It happens, It happens.
But what made me laugh about this picture was I didn't even notice the shirt until I got back up in the room.
Oh, really?
I mean, the shirt kind of makes it.
You were looking at your food the whole time. You were like, I'd rather just take this.
Can I have my food, please?
And the food was good. We got a Mexican, that Nacho Hippo place?
Oh, yeah. Love Nacho Hippo.
Yeah. So there's that one. There's one in Barefoot that's pretty good.
Okay, just For clarification,
Yes, sir.
this is the Nacho Hippo.
I didn't use
That
it.
is a quarter
Right.
of a mile from your house.
They would not. Well, I want, and then I said there's one in Barefoot.
Walked there. And probably the time it took her.
I
Yeah.
have walked to
100%. I
from the
could
condo.
quicker, faster, but
more efficiently without the hassle.
I should just stop there because this is funny. But Nacho Hippo, I mentioned that place because I love it. They don't work with DoorDash. So I actually got my food from a different Mexican place that's in Barefoot, only across the street. Still could have walked there.
Well, but that's still crossing a big, busy highway.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit of points for that. That's okay. But yeah, when you said Nacho Hippo, like seriously, for people who don't understand, the condo building is on the beachfront.
Yep.
You walk outside the front of the condo and you walk like
Around a curve.
really like a quarter mile.
Yeah.
There's Nacho Hippo.
Yeah.
The restaurant.
Yeah.
So getting a DoorDash from that is inexcusable. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Now, but if you got it from the place across the busy 8-lane highway
Yeah.
a ways out, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. But
Let me throw this little factor in because I'm with you. It's
Justify it
not. It's
further,
not
please.
always my decision on these things because we're
Right,
dealing with
sure. I understand.
a wife, a mother,
Yeah.
my brother and his wife, and a lot of them are thinking, "Well, I don't want to have to take a shower and go be seen.
sure.
I just want the food delivered." So
And that's
there's
fine.
that.
Well, but I still say, and again, I'm just look. If you have more than one or two drivers, people capable of driving vehicles in your household,
Yep.
somebody go out and get the food.
Right.
Okay. It burns me up when we're at home and there's 3 able-bodied adults in my house that are all we have 4 cars for 3 people at our house. Okay, because my son has 2 cars he works on. 4 working cars, 3 drivable adults. And we still, sometimes they will get a DoorDash from a place, honestly, a half a mile down the road.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing?
I
here?
wouldn't do that if I lived in Hickory. I probably would never order food if I lived here. But like we live so far, like
No,
it's-
you're a little better. Look, the further you get away from a place you're ordering
Yeah.
from, it makes a little better sense. I get it.
Yeah.
But
it's
that is
still-
crazy that like one frozen drink from
Yeah,
from a
yeah, yeah.
place.
Well, the good side of this too, because we're keeping it technology. This is AI.
Yeah, we got to keep it tech.
This is artificial intelligence.
I just got a
Absolute
notification
ignorance.
from DoorDash.
Oh, look at that! It's listening.
Listening. They want me to order from McDonald's.
For
DoorDash, we're delivering your one chocolate chip cookie you asked for right now.
here's your one Hershey's Kiss.
Ashley is approaching.
Wait, so what's happening for real?
Are you really ordering something?
No, oh my god. No, it said try something new. Are you in the mood for something new?
That's it. No, this
heard
is
you.
this is crazy. He got that notification
Yep.
as we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I do think that's how in real time technology is listening to us all the time. We already know that it is.
Yeah.
So I think that's an example of how quick artificial intelligence is working. We're back on track. Now,
No, back to ordering.
the good thing about all this, Jody, I was out of town for Jody's birthday on her actual day, birthday. Our friend, Nicole, said, I'm going to have a birthday cake delivered to your house. And so she went online, like a DoorDash type service, picked out a cake, and she just said, just make sure she's there. I'm like, okay. So I had to make sure. I was texting Jody, like, are you at home? Okay. Don't go anywhere for 10 minutes or whatever. Sure. And then bing bong, there is a birthday cake. So that's pretty cool.
That works.
Yeah.
That's a very good use of that.
Yeah.
I'd like to say
online ordering delivery technology.
Yeah.
I'm not used to someone trying to make a doorbell sound effect like bing bong.
Bing bong.
It's usually ding dong, John.
Ding dong.
And you said bing bong.
Bing bong. Yeah,
That's a new one for me.
That's
to be honest.
that's the Asians. Bing bong. Ding dong is definitely Southern.
You're like crossing some lines today. So far we've cut you off with a sentence starting something about Mexicans.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mexico.
That's when you know it's about to get heated in here. When I'll say like, I'm pretty sure it's against the law, but I did that episode 1.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Can't we get people
You're like,
to
not
hack
sure,
in the
not sure if
emails?
this is illegal or not, but
Yeah, we've talked about illegal acts of hacking other people,
Yes, yes.
faking a lot of things.
Mexico's not allowed to talk about space.
That's right. No, they can. We're just not going to take them seriously.
Sure.
No. If they had a
might be
press
worse.
release about finding an alien in a bag of coffee beans, I'd be like, okay, I'm listening. If they told me an alien overdosed on fentanyl, okay, I believe this in Mexico. But here's another picture that Alan has pulled up on my Facebook or
Oh,
Instagram.
I want to talk about this.
I ate at Dino's.
Yes. So, John, we have a picture up on the screen that audio podcast listeners can't see, obviously. John and his family eating at Dino's House of Pancakes. Can we talk about this place for a
Yes,
second?
100%.
I freaking love Dino's.
Yes.
It is my favorite place to go.
Yeah?
Every time I'm in Myrtle Beach, we have to go. It's a requirement. They know that my family knows we are going there no matter what.
What makes Dino's? What are the traits that makes Dino's a must see place?
So they sell pancakes.
Okay,
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
So, no,
And
it's just,
reason
I
number
don't-
2 is
I don't know what it is. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the biggest breakfast menu. Like every kind of omelet you can.
No,
possibly
no,
make.
I think
cocaine
that
in their pancakes or
Dino's
something?
has been around so long
Oh, yeah.
that you could, I don't know for sure, but probably before there was an International House of Pancakes in that area, before there was
yeah.
a Waffle House, like they were there with the biggest breakfast menu and pancakes before pancakes was everywhere.
Yes, agreed.
And so it's got this following of human beings that have devoted to Dino's.
we have to eat pancakes
Yes.
here.
So
My dad was that way. And so
Really?
my mom said, because, this was her vacation. Dad just passed away, and she's like, we're going to go to eat at Dino's because it was your dad's favorite place.
great.
I personally have not been there in years.
Personally,
But
I've never
I
been to Dino's.
loved it as well, the Alan Jackson. It was fantastic. I knew that someone was going to get pancakes,
Yeah.
so I didn't feel the need to get the pancakes. But me and Jody, we shared some pancakes. It was delicious.
good. And now I look. The story there is back in high school, I went to the beach for some spring break or something. College, high school. I don't remember when it was. Somewhere in there. Went with some guys and we went to a place. There is a competing pancake house across the street.
Okay.
We went there first, but because the friend of mine that was with me this is when debit cards were just starting to get like actively used. And we went to that first pancake place and they wouldn't take debit cards. And my friend was offended because that's the only thing he wanted to use to pay for things, even though most of these places don't use debit cards yet.
But it was
That
like his
still
new
pretty
toy.
new.
Yeah.
So then we went immediately across the street to Dino's, and Dino's took debit cards. So that's where we ended up. And
wow.
then every time I go to the beach, I go to Dino's.
I had a great experience in there, not just the food, but the service. You could tell there were regulars
Yeah.
that were sitting at this one table because the waitress came around and hugged all of them.
Yeah.
And our waitress, one time I was Shug, one time I was Hun, I was Deer one time.
Wow.
So they're very Southern and say the sweet things.
But you were never like, Daddy. They never approached you and they were like,
No, sadly.
What can I get you, big boy?
Big boy.
Hey, Daddy, you want your pancakes? Mom, get out of here. This is my new favorite place. Everyone out. It's just me, this pancake, and this waitress. That's hilarious. No, yeah, it was good food. I had eggs Benedict and crispy hash browns, which was good, and a pancake, of course.
I do want to be such a regular somewhere that I can go in and they're like, what do you want? And I'll be like, the usual.
Yes,
And they're like, that must
is-
be such a good feeling.
it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever been able to do that?
I had that in L.A.
I had that once too.
Really? Where was that, Alan? Where was
I
it?
did. No, it was at McGuire's Pub downtown here.
Oh, cool.
Downtown Hickory. It's not open at the moment.
What was your usual?
My usual was the, what was the name of the sandwich? The Fitzgerald.
Oh, cool.
Ooh,
Fitzgerald sandwich. I worked upstairs from this place. So I would come down about every day for lunch. And after a while, they just started having it ready for me. So it was
See, I want my regular to be something ridiculous, like just like a water.
It's like
Something super
regular-
simple.
Coble with his
Glass of
his
water
ice
with
water.
2 ice cubes.
There he
And,
is. It's just me sitting in the corner, like, just staring off, deadpan,
Yeah.
just drinking my water.
But then that becomes the one that all the waitresses talk about. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, so you see that guy over there? He comes in every day and just gets this ice water
Gets the water.
with 2 cubes and then sits there for an hour.
Yeah. And then he leaves.
he's up to no good.
funny.
He's
Yeah,
up there
that's where I want to be.
plotting to. Yeah, there was a cafe in Studio City. The name of it was Jinkies.
Yeah. Jinkies.
Jinkies.
Oh, like the Scooby-Doo?
Like Velma's
Like Velma
catchphrase.
saying
Jinkies.
Oh, no,
That
is it?
might be why.
Or is it her or Shaggy that says that? Who says Jinkies?
Oh, wait. Is it Shaggy? Jinkies.
No, he
it's-
just says
it's Velma.
Jinx.
No, he
No.
says G.
G-Scoob.
G-Scoobs.
Oh, that's a pretty good impression.
Nah, I wasn't.
good.
Have you ever seen my older brother? He looks like Shaggy. Have you've seen
No,
Timmy
I thought he
before,
was
Alan?
ripped.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's Callan. That's my twin.
Yeah.
My older
Oh.
brother Timmy is a ginger with long hair, and he looks exactly like Shaggy.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
I think it is Velma that said that.
Jink-
Jinkies.
Jinkies Cafe in Studio City. It used to be called the Studio Cafe or whatever. It's called Jinky.
Jinky.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, anytime you want it. I had my usual was a Santa Fe scramble.
That was next to like where you lived, or was
Yeah, walking distance.
Walking distance.
Yeah.
Did you walk
I actually
a
would
lot?
walk there.
You walked a lot in LA. I feel like everyone walks in.
No,
cities.
you don't walk in LA.
No.
Unless
So-
it's so close that it's ridiculous to get in your car.
It's like I know New York's like a super walking city.
Yeah. You walk in New York. There's even a song about like nobody drives in LA. There's
Really?
a song called that, yeah. Yeah. Nobody walks in LA.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, nobody walks. You
It's
drive.
the opposite of what you said the first.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's ask Beverly just one last question, just so we can throw a little more AI into our show.
What should we ask Beverly?
Let's think.
What's her favorite breakfast?
Yeah, well, let's do.
How does she feel
breakfast.
about pancakes? What does she put on her pancakes?
Just ask her about breakfast.
Okay,
Just
I'll
tell
ask
me
her.
your favorite breakfast. Okay, here you go.
Hey, what's good?
Hey, Beverly, what do you like to eat for breakfast?
Aw, waffles.
Wow.
What?
I think that
she loves her some waffles.
She's like, oh,
there must be the most adorable waffles of
She
ever.
had just eaten a mouthful of like fresh, piping hot waffles, and she was like,
The way that she said that, I envisioned me presenting her with these tiny, cute little waffles that have whipped cream, and I made a face on it, and it's a happy face, and I just slid it to her, and she goes, "Oh, waffles." That's what just happened.
like Alan and I went a different direction.
that is what happened.
Yeah, you cannot say the word waffle without "oh." I think there's a W in "oh."
Well, we got something out of her.
There
so
we go.
that's good.
Thank you, Beverly, and thank you. Any last minute things you want to throw in here?
I think we're good. I'm sorry I got cut out early.
Thanks
guys,
for
but,
thanks
fired,
for listening to our podcast. Thank you, Coble. Thank you, Alan Jackson. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and share, and we will do better next time. Till then, this is John Reap saying goodbye.
You demand, John Reap.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.